Yay Networks.
This story is about to make you change your mind when you realize how big of freaks Hannah and I are in these settings.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm a freak in every setting, but like, oh, my God.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Hello.
We are in California.
Yes, we are.
We're actually in our new podcasting studio.
No, we're not. We're just sitting against the only curtain we have. We've pulled in anything that we can. Shane's desk next to me for some color.
Surrounding us, just out of frame, are boxes and garbage bags and more boxes.
But this looks pretty put together. You would never know that we're just in an empty room.
We're doing well.
We're doing great.
As long as we don't think about it.
Yes.
We're perfect.
We're perfect.
Speaking of perfect.
Oh.
How do you like that segue?
Well, we'll see when you get to the next topic.
I have a perfect idea.
Okay.
Are you ready?
That fell a little short, but that's fine. Speaking of perfect.
In today's episode, we're going to go over my perfect idea.
Oh, great.
We are going to tell you a story about something horrific that happened to us a few years ago that we are just now able to talk about for the first time.
Yep.
And then we are going to play Am I the A-hole at the end, which you've all been really enjoying with your comments and stuff. So we're going to keep this a regular part of our podcast.
And we enjoy it. What's better than just sharing your opinion about something that...
Yeah, saying that someone sucks.
Judging someone. So fun.
That's what we do here at Junkyard Mayhem.
Yep.
Condemn.
Oh.
And... all right.
So wait, what's your perfect idea, if that's what we're starting with?
My perfect idea.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Hannah, how fun would it be when our book comes out next year to organize and execute a book tour?
Ooh, that's a very good idea.
Aww.
I feel like we've said we really hope that we do one, but I think that is a really good idea to do one.
We will map out all 50 states.
No, we will not. That would be ridiculous.
You're already dismantling my perfect idea.
What are we going to pull in? 10 people per state?
We will pick one lucky city in each state.
Why stop there? Why not every city in every state?
I'm
you
just
trying to not sell our book?
I'm just getting to the perfect part. Ready?
Uh-huh.
And we will reach each city by luxury RV that you drive.
Where are you going to get this RV from?
I don't know, but I want the outside of it to be branded.
Yeah,
with
Squirmy
our
and Grubs book
Squirmy
tour.
and Grubs faces.
Oh.
Maybe a bus-size version of me.
Okay. Great. So that's the idea?
We're going to have groupies that follow us city to city.
So if anyone would like to volunteer for that position.
Like the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Our fans will flock to our bus. I'm a little bit jealous of the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce phenomenon lately. I want that level of
No, you don't.
spotlight.
I don't think you do.
On my book tour.
I was going to say, on what? Shane goes to the grocery store?
I think it should be really fun, though, in all seriousness.
A book tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you want to be part of that if we really did it?
If we do a book tour, I think something that would be really fun is having the couples that are in the book in each area come to the events. Because like they're from all over. So I feel like if we did, a couple different areas of the US, we would have people from the book actually be able to come.
I love that. We could do like little, Q&As with them.
Yeah.
Like go like beyond what we write about in the book.
Yeah.
I also think we should have an opener.
My God, my ideas are so much better than your perfect ideas.
No, but I really do mean like
an opener.
Not an opener. That I was kind of using that word as a
like
joke.
a band.
No, not a band. Unless you would like to play an instrument, Hannah.
I'll learn an instrument in this interim, and then I'll open for us.
No, but I was thinking like if we could find a disabled stand-up comic, or someone that would like begin the show, then we come out and we read from the book. Maybe we tell a few stories. That's like the middle, and then the end we can do like the interview with the the couple that we have there.
Aw.
Whatever.
That is a good idea.
I'm building a performance.
Yeah, you're building a whole show.
Now, in terms of lighting,
Oh my God.
are you thinking pyro or no pyro?
This is, it's funny because we've done a couple of meetups, which just by chance, we're going to talk about one of them in our next segment. And the meetups that we have done are so the opposite of this kind of put together.
They're very laid back.
That is the nicest way you could have put that.
Bare bones, you might say.
Yeah, it's literally us walking into an area and being like,
who's here?
Hi. So I think it would be actually very beneficial if we had a plan, other people involved maybe to kind of carry us.
The thing that I want most from this is a t-shirt with all of our tour dates
Oh my God.
on the back. Even though when I sit in my wheelchair,
I was gonna say,
no one can see the back of my
maybe
shirt.
you should put them on the front.
The sleeves.
Yeah.
We're going to have a tour shirt with only info on the sleeves.
Okay.
Guys, you're watching this tour come to life before your eyes.
Just you wait and see when it really happens. Yeah, it'll be so nice to look back on our planning session right now.
I do really like the idea, though. It's always a pleasure to meet up with people that watch our videos or whatever.
Yes.
And read our books.
Yes.
I love it. Oh, catering.
Oh my God.
My God.
Yeah, food definitely. I agree.
Well, yeah, on the RV for sure.
No.
Like
At the
chef.
events. I did bring cookies to that one meetup, but no one really ate them. Because you don't, like me just putting out a bowl of cookies, there were like 50 people there. Who was going to take the first cookie? And I kept being like, take the cookies, everyone. It was awkward.
Creepy. When you say it like that.
I know.
Take the cookies, everyone.
Eat a cookie. So I feel like maybe we need a bigger, like a dedicated time to have food. Like maybe
a family meal.
It goes opener, us,
mealtime,
couples that are in the area, then music and light hors d'oeuvres and mingling.
And plated dinner.
Oh my God, Shane. No one wants that.
A dine and read.
Is this a free event, are you thinking? Or are you going to make people...
Oh my God, no. Tickets are unaffordable.
To pay for your luxury RV, I feel like the tickets are going to need to be quite a lot.
It's going to need to be underwritten by 30 businesses.
Oh, okay. So this is a sponsored tour?
Oh my God, obviously it's sponsored.
So we'll see. We'll see what actually comes to it.
No, I imagine it would be a free event, obviously.
So we're going to need to take that, into account.
Yeah.
When you're thinking plated dinner.
Okay. Potluck.
No.
Everyone that attends.
No, I'm sorry, no. I can't do
bring
that.
your favorite local dish.
No, we're not doing that. All right. I feel like it's time to move into our next segment where we talk about the horrible thing, the horror story.
A horror story.
From a meetup. Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Now that we're in LA, it is time to start looking for a new set of doctors. And I know exactly where we're going to do that.
Zocdoc.
Zocdoc.
Get ready, Zocdoc. Hannah needs a lot of doctors.
Why me? So do you.
You seem to have more ailments than anyone I ever met.
Well, I have a lot of small ailments. You have one big ailment, so it evens out.
Yeah, a heart that's 3 sizes too big. Zocdoc makes finding a doctor, even in a brand new location, extremely easy.
Yes, Zocdoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online, which is my favorite part, no phone calls. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat almost any condition you're searching for. And the average wait time to see a doctor booked on Zocdoc is between 24 to 48 hours. That's it. And you can even score some same-day appointments.
That's important because that prehensile toe that you're developing needs to be taken care of.
Shane. Go to Zocdoc.com/junkyard and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/junkyard. Zocdoc.com/junkyard.
Okay, so if you just listened to our last segment and you were getting jazzed up about attending our book tour meetup.
Which, thank you so much. We're excited to see you.
This story is about to make you change your mind when you realize how big of freaks Hannah and I are in these settings.
Oh know. I mean, I'm a freak in every setting, but like, oh my God.
Can we get that? Can we get a cut down to that right there? Hannah just say, I'm a freak in every setting.
Meetups are maybe the worst situation you can put me in. I honestly.
Why? Explain why.
Because I have no reference point for that. What the heck are you supposed to say to someone? It is the most awkward experience ever. We're going to begin now. Can I just talk about when we arrived before we get into the actual horror part?
Yep.
Because I know we're skipping ahead a little, but this was the last meetup we ever did. We will build ourselves back up to do another meetup.
Mostly because of the pandemic.
It was 2019. It was 2020 in January. Yep. So like right before the pandemic.
Right before the world fell apart.
Yeah, we were in Florida in the Tampa area, and we decided to have a meetup at a library that was like right near where we were staying.
Cute little innocent us.
Yeah, and we had done a meetup in Orlando, I think the year before, which was a really fun, successful.
That was at a
night.
Starbucks.
No, Panera.
Panera, you're right.
There was no, we honestly expected maybe 15 people to come. It must have been like 70?
70 to 100, yeah.
And the Panera
I don't know if the Panera was very happy.
Did not have space. Like, I don't think we were supposed to host a 100-person event.
They had a little room that we had inquired about.
Well, we inquired about it once we filled up the main area.
In the moment we inquired.
That room, which was... What Panera has a giant meeting room in it? Like, that was so lucky.
It was lucky.
But we went into that room. We encouraged people to like buy. That's where I bought the cookies. We were if anyone wants to buy a drink, like we just like bought a bunch of stuff, and we were like, does this cover it? It was awful.
Thank you, Panera.
Anyway, so we went with a library for our next one, and we reserved a meeting room. It worked perfectly.
It was very official.
Yeah.
We went into the library.
Reserved
a room. I know, guys. This is adult stuff.
It was crazy.
This is planning.
So we arrive. We had scheduled it for, I think, like 11 a.m.
It was
on a Sunday.
All I know is that it was at the time that the library opened,
which we didn't originally realize. So we walk from our Airbnb to this library,
expecting once again like 4 people.
Or no one yet, because, we went like 10 minutes early thinking we would go into the room. Turns out the library did not open until the minute the meetup began. So when we arrived at the library, there were probably 15 people standing outside 10 minutes early, like waiting for the doors to be unlocked. And in that situation, your average person who was hosting a meetup, like all of these people obviously are here to meet us.
I have something to say about that, but go ahead.
You would think that we would begin chatting with them. You would think we would make it a comfortable situation.
But no. Instead, sort of because we were not entirely sure that those 15 people were not just library goers. Like, it would have been real weird had they not been there for us.
Yeah, and some of them definitely were, because they were like, oh my gosh, hi, like...
So we said our hellos, but we didn't feel comfortable enough to being like, all right, crowd, like, let's begin out here.
Yeah, it was really awkward because someone might have just been returning a book and then they'd be like, what is going on?
So instead, for the most awkward 5 minutes of my life, waiting for the library to open, Hannah and I just kind of said hello and then stood there.
We stood with
them. Staring at the door.
Silently for like 5+ minutes, which is the longest time when you're just staring at a door. It was just silent. It was so awkward.
I'm shocked that those people that were there didn't just change their minds and leave.
I feel so bad.
Boy, Shane and Hannah are real weird in person.
I really wonder what they thought. We were just nervous. And then, once it began, it was better once people were in the room.
Sort of. This isn't even the bad thing that happened.
No. This is the best. This is the highlight of the event.
I think if they were watching us closely during the event, they were 30 times more
confused
than they were when we were standing out front awkwardly.
So let's rewind.
Here we go.
As to why we had some strange behavior during the meetup.
Yep. Okay. So a few days before the meetup, I get a text message from an unknown number, and it turns out to be a troll.
Yes.
Who
found your number.
Found my number and began texting me that they had found out the information required to prove that Hannah and I are faking our relationship.
Yeah.
And it was, okay, right up front, all of it was completely asinine and made no sense. And
it was really weird.
It was weird stuff. Like a childhood photo of Hannah from her like elementary
school,
being like, look here, she's lying. Does that make sense to any of you? No?
It was literally just a picture of me from when I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And it was like, see? I don't know what the point was. Was it that I was in Connecticut or something?
I think the point was that you were in Connecticut. They like didn't know that you grew up there. Anyway, they were like,
they and then one was like an immigration thing for an Elizabeth Aylward from like Germany in 1908 or something. And they were like, see, Hannah's mom is from Germany, not Poland. And I was like, that, first of all, my mom's maiden name is not it. Like, that's not who she came to the US as. Second of all, 1908.
So it was all of these. It was just a string of texts that made no sense. Like it was delusional.
Yeah.
And so I regret this.
Yeah, you think Shane blocked the number, right? No.
I wanted to have some fun with it. So I began responding as if this information was really upsetting me.
Well, like, was opening your eyes to how my family was lying to you. My mom really did come in 1908.
I played along, pretending that Liz is over 100 years old, and that Hannah is from a different city, and therefore lying about being in love with me.
Yeah.
I played along with it, and as it progressed, the troll kind of like began to realize that I was playing along and got mad.
Yeah. Which, you shouldn't have done that.
Nope, I regret it. Shouldn't have done that. But
they were also using an app. It wasn't their real phone number. So they would send texts from different numbers that were just generating numbers.
Yeah.
And after that, when they got mad, they sent one that was like poorly written. So we kind of knew that it was them still. Mm-hmm. But it was like, good morning, Shane. This is your Airbnb host. You have set off the alarm in the house and we will be sending the police if you don't respond within like 30 seconds. Uh-huh. And we were like, there's no alarm system in our Airbnb.
This is not our Airbnb host.
We know who the Airbnb host is. Like, but like really like that was disturbing that they like knew where we were.
Yeah, they seem to have some like knowledge of our whereabouts.
Yeah. And then they said,
in a general sense.
And then when we advertised the meetup, they said, like, I'm not too far from Gulfport. I'm coming to the meetup and I'll expose you or something.
So this was like when we began to get freaked out.
Yeah.
They were saying pretty horrible things. Like, I'm going to mess you up.
Oh, yeah, like rip you out of your wheelchair.
Rip you out of your chair.
Yeah.
Like threats. But there was nothing we could do because they were scrambling their numbers. So like the police, if we had contacted them, would have been like, what?
Yeah.
We're arresting people for speeding. We're not like doing this right now.
Speeding? That's your example?
I don't know.
We're busy arresting people for speeding?
I just mean the cops would not have looked into it and solved it.
Yeah, they're not going to like detective case this number scrambler.
So anyway, when they threatened to be at the meetup and like cause me harm, we got real worried about the meetup.
Yeah.
And like everything that they had said to that point was so delusional that we felt 90% sure that they were not actually coming to this meetup.
Yeah, like the odds that they were actually in the Tampa area, very slim.
So we go into this meetup, a little 10% worried that someone is going to be coming to quote unquote expose us.
Yeah, or kill you.
Or kill me. We begin the meetup, right?
Yes. It's going well. We're sitting at the front of a long room and people are all sitting in front of us, and then at the back of the room that we're looking at is a double door set that leads from the main area of the library. So that's where everyone comes in. And
everyone's kind of sitting. As we're beginning our presentation, I'm standing in the crowd. Everyone is like friendly and happy looking. There's no one there like glaring at us.
Yeah, so far so good.
So all right, it was fine. We're fine. A few minutes in, the back doors open, and in walks a man with a hat pulled down pretty low over his forehead.
Yeah.
And a camera.
Yeah, he walks in filming.
Actively filming. We're like mid presentation.
Yeah.
So I am like talking to the audience, eyeing this man and being in my head like, oh my God.
Oh my
like,
God.
It's him.
Yeah.
He really came.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What do we do?
And I don't know what I sounded like, but I would bet my life that my voice went like this. All right, everyone, so now.
And our train of thought was probably, we were probably like, anyway, like staring at this man.
Do you remember what he did then? Like,
Not really. Didn't he just stand in the back?
He stood in the back, but then he took his seat, continuing to film.
Yeah.
And the whole speech, I remember nothing but focusing on this man, like making sure that he didn't do anything, weird.
Yeah. So the like presentation part of this ends, and after that, we always have like a one-on-one meet and greet with everyone. So they kind of form a general line and come up one at a time, and we like take pictures, whatever. He gets in line.
Guys, I am sweating buckets. I'm like, hey, should we flee?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to die right now?
Yeah. And he was like the last person in line. Like, he was so chill about it.
So the room is thinning out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, oh my God.
We're going to die.
I'm doping as I talk to the other people there. Finally, it's him. And he walks up to us.
His camera.
And introduces himself as a reporter who I had been emailing with.
Yeah.
And who I was well aware was going to be there that day filming for a story being done on us. I knew who he was. I knew his name. I knew that he'd have a camera. And all of that went out of my mind when I saw him enter.
Yep.
I didn't mean to introduce himself. I went, oh, thank God.
Well, yeah, we started crying a little bit.
We explained it to him.
Yeah.
I remember because I reacted.
We had been looking at him real weird.
And I reacted so weirdly when he introduced himself that I was like, whoa, sorry about that. I need to tell you what just happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. So the guy never actually came, the person that was texting us. And they fell off the face of, our world. Like they never contacted you again. So
no, I stopped responding.
Although, you know what? I think you blocked your number in that app, didn't you?
You're right. Oh my God, I got the police involved.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, there was you can get on a list. Like we called someone and
yeah, and the company was like, yeah, we can put you on a protective list, but we need like a police something.
Yeah.
So I had to like email police. It was a whole thing, but
yeah, I was gonna say
I forgot about that.
We definitely blocked it from number like apps. So maybe he probably thinks you're just ignoring him. He's been going for 4 years.
He's been angrily texting for 4 years.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, we were weird during that whole meetup. So we're gonna do a book tour and be weird.
Try to redeem ourselves
in person for all of you.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It's bad.
All right, we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back to play Am I the A-Hole?
Oh, boy. All right, we're back, and we're ready to play Am I the A-Hole? If you haven't heard this segment before, we are going to read an Am I the A-Hole post from Reddit that Shane has found. He normally picks just the top one on the page, so nothing special about his selection.
And we should remind you that the outcome here is we can determine that the poster is the a-hole or not the a-hole or nobody in the story is the a-hole or everybody in the story is the a-hole. So there's lots of
different options
here.
This is a very nuanced discussion that we're about to have.
It's a very important game.
All right, so now I'm going to read the post. My wife and I have always dreamed of celebrating our 40th anniversary with a luxurious vacation.
Aww.
Just the two of us, reliving the romance of our early years. We had it all planned out for years now, and we're excited beyond words. Enter our adult daughter, Jane. Jane and her husband got wind of our plans and promptly invited themselves and their 2 children, 9 and 5, along.
Ooh.
Ages 9 and 5.
Oh, that's not their names?
I just wasn't sure if that would make sense.
Our grandchildren, 9, 11, and 30.
Okay. I originally put my foot down and told them this trip was just for us, which upset her some. But my wife has a hard time saying no to Jane as she is the youngest of our children and our only daughter, and she didn't want to hurt her feelings, so she reluctantly agreed to let them join. I wasn't thrilled about it at the time, but I wanted to make my family happy, and I knew my wife was also okay with the idea of a family trip, even if she was heartbroken we wouldn't get our romantic trip. We went along with it. The place we were originally going was not child-friendly, so we changed course and decided on an all-inclusive family-friendly resort. We paid for the resort and our grandchildren's plane tickets. Jane and her husband only had to pay for their own airfare. Here's where things get complicated. As the vacation got closer, I started having a change of heart. I realized that our 40th anniversary was a once-in-a-lifetime milestone, and I wanted to honor it in a way that was true to our original plans. My wife and I might not be able to afford a trip like this again for quite some time, and it's something we always wanted to do. So without consulting anyone, I switched our tickets last minute to go to the romantic destination that my wife and I had originally planned for. I did not tell Jane or her husband. I didn't even tell my wife until the day before our flight left, which was the day before Jane's flight left for their vacation. It wasn't an easy decision, and I feel guilty about it, but I wanted our 40th anniversary to be the special, intimate celebration we had always hoped for. We called Jane after we landed to tell her, and she was extremely upset, to say the least. She seemed of the idea that we were going to look after our grandkids so she and her husband could have alone time, and now that I abandoned her, they would have to do it all themselves. I hung up on them when my son-in-law started shouting, and my wife and I enjoyed the rest of our trip. They came back the same day we did, but have not answered any of our texts, and Jane seems to be ignoring me. My wife told me she vastly preferred our trip to the family trip we would have taken, but she still doesn't like how mad Jane is at us and wants me to apologize. I'm not sure I want to after learning Jane and her husband were using us for free babysitting and a free trip, but I feel like I should just to keep the peace. Am I the a-hole for changing our trip destination last minute and leaving Jane and her family to fend for themselves?
I, once again, chose this one because the consensus among people that replied was one answer. Like, they all agreed on one decision. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know if you agreed with it.
You're not going to tell me what it is?
No.
Well, I don't know if I can just agree on like one tiny thing. I think that Jane should never have been allowed to like invite herself on the vacation. I think that was like the biggest mistake.
That was an overstep.
Yeah,
for sure.
And yeah, like you said yes at some point. Like that just should not have ever happened. And it's funny because like Jane being the only daughter and the youngest is like me and my family, and my mom and dad just went on a vacation to Poland. And when they were planning it, I was like, well, I want to come. Like, that's not nice. Why wouldn't you take your child? And my mom was like, no, it's just us. Well, yeah, it wasn't entertained. She was like, no, it's just us. I'll go with you another time. And I was like, okay, sad for me. But like that, she shouldn't have been allowed to do that. Changing it last minute is a little weird and not telling anybody. But at the same time, I think that it would be ridiculous to spend that vacation babysitting your grandkids. So
what is your verdict? Is the poster
not the a-hole?
Not the a-hole.
Yeah.
Wow. You agreed with most of the replies on Reddit.
Oh, good.
I disagree. I think that switching... Okay, the parents, I agree, made a mistake by allowing the daughter to be involved in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to stand up for your relationship and be like, this is a romantic thing. We're not trying to have family time on this trip. Hopefully, the daughter would have received that, like... reasonably, and said, you know what, you're right, this is your anniversary, that was silly of me.
Well, it doesn't sound like that was the reaction.
But I think
because he does say, I originally put my foot down and told them this trip was just for us, which upset her, but the wife was upset, and the wife said, okay, you can come.
But I do think that changing the flight last minute and not even telling the wife, who may have by then come around to the idea of a family vacation and been excited about it. And like, okay, you can reasonably assume that like the grandparents being there, they can assist with the kids on some level. Assuming that they'll like babysit the whole time is messed up. Yeah. But when you're planning a family vacation, I'm talking about the daughter and her husband and her 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Like, that is a huge factor of having your parents there to be able to help out that might affect if they even go on the trip. And now they're in a unknown place at this resort, and the people that they thought would be there aren't there, and like didn't even tell them that they're not coming, it changes the whole dynamic of their vacation.
Yeah, but they just got a paid for vacation. All they lost was their babysitters.
I guess.
So
but
the
maybe,
entire reason they wanted to go was because they wanted someone else to watch their kids?
I don't know. No, but like, what if the grandkids were like, we can't wait to see grandma and grandpa and like have a vacation with them. And now it's like, oh, sorry, grandma and grandpa aren't coming, and they didn't tell us. Like,
yeah,
it just is a weird thing to lie about. It feels too big, like travel plans, to lie about that or hide it last minute.
Yeah.
I think he is an asshole.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I do. For that behavior.
But it's the audacity of Jane to just be like, my entire family is coming on your 40th wedding anniversary
No,
trip.
you're right. I changed my answer to everyone's the asshole. Everyone's the a-hole.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really odd to change the plans, and that shouldn't have been done. But I still think it was an appropriate reaction to your vacation being ruined by your extremely immature daughter. And then for her to refuse to speak to them after this.
What if?
When you were just given a free vacation.
But what if? Think about it, like, if your mom and dad had said, yeah, you and Shane can come along with us to Poland.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, great. Like, you know. And then,
but
wait.
After they said no and I wore them down, like, it's not just that. It's not like they were like, hey, want to come with us?
We don't know.
It was like me being like, I really want to come on this trip. They put their foot down. I keep going. I'm really upset. Okay. And they finally relent.
I don't know if it took that much in this story.
Well, he says he put his foot down.
But let's say that we did kind of like push them and they were eventually like, yes, okay. And so some time goes by and we think that they're like into the idea now because they've allowed it. And then we fly to Poland and we arrive to a text from your mom and dad saying, hey, we decided to go to Italy. We wanted to be alone.
They told them before they left, though.
They didn't tell them.
Yes, they did, Shane. Jane's flight was the day after. They texted them when they landed.
Okay.
Their flight.
Sorry.
We called Jane after we landed. Her flight was the next day.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
No, but I'm presenting you that idea.
Okay.
We are about to fly to Poland tomorrow.
Yeah.
And your mom and dad text us, hey, heads up, we went to Italy instead. We would be so mad. We'd be like, really? Now we're going to Poland alone? You're in Italy and you didn't tell us? That is messed up,
When
guys.
they had originally planned to go to Italy and I made them switch because we wanted to bring our kids
we
who
would have
couldn't
been
legally go to that resort.
We would have been like, you know what? A heads up would have been nice.
Not enough to never, to not respond to them. I don't know. I think it's still immature. And I would still have appreciated the free vacation that they sent us on.
I don't know. I think we would have been mad for a long time. It's weird to lie about something that big. Anyway.
It's not really a lie.
Well, it's a fib. The withholding of important information.
Yeah. I just think, I think it all should have been avoided by just not changing the trip to begin with.
The moral of the story here, if your parents are going on a honeymoon or a anniversary trip, don't force yourself along.
That's good for me to keep in mind.
What do you guys think, though? Do you think that this poster is the a-hole? Is the daughter the a-hole? Obviously, in some way. Is everyone the a-hole?
Boy, we'll see. Let us know. All right. That was our episode.
I feel good getting out my judgment of others for the day.
Yeah, really sharing our opinions feels good. Me being like an immature feels nice. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, review, subscribe, all of that. And it's a junkyard out there.
And this junkyard is so excited to announce that we will be hosting a stop on the 2024 Shane and Hannah book tour.
Wow.
Tickets are $900. Standing room only, but there will be a plated dinner.
And you need your tetanus shot before you come.
The fence will be locked. Climb it and find them somewhere amongst the junk.
Wow.
Goodbye, everyone.